So Tesla is moving to Texas. Should you be thinking about moving your business to Texas? My name is Andrew Ayers. I'm an estate planning and business law attorney with offices in Edina, Minnesota and New York City. Today, let's take a quick look at what it means to move your company to a different state. And since Tesla's moving to Texas, should you be moving to Texas as well? So if you were reading the news, you probably saw that Elon Musk recently lost a case in Delaware regarding his compensation package. And apparently, as a way to respond to Delaware, he is choosing to relocate Tesla from a Delaware company and reincorporate it in as a Texas company. Now, this is not something that commonly happens. Delaware is considered a very friendly state for corporations. In fact, 2/3 of the S&P 500 are technically incorporated in Delaware. It's a small state that has a significant history when it comes to business and corporate law. When I was in law school, we had a really big textbook, about 1,000 pages long, and most of the cases, when it dealt with shareholder rights and corporations, they emanated out of the Delaware courts. They have a special court, the Court of Chancery, that deals with business disputes. And so you will find that many of our biggest companies in the United States are technically incorporated in Delaware. But the question is Elon Musk going to be the vanguard? Is everyone going to start moving to Texas now? Or is this just a one thing, just the one company moving? And chances are it's more the latter. It's chances just that Tesla's moving to Texas rather than a bunch of companies will start leaving Delaware. Because the fact is, Delaware has been so business friendly for so many years, it's still the preferred destination when you're setting up a company. In fact, many clients will call me after using online corporate services, and for some reason, the online corporate services always recommend that they set up in Delaware as a default, which again is fine. It's a very conservative view. However, if you're not located in Delaware and you're starting a small business, if you form your company in Delaware, but you actually live and work in Minnesota, you're going to have to file an authorization as a foreign business to do business in Minnesota. Or pick any other state in the nation, you'd need to check with your Secretary of State about filing a foreign authorization to do business as a foreign company. So this means you have a secondary layer of state filings that you have to do. You have your Delaware filing and then your local state filing. For that reason, many of my clients do not choose to incorporate in Delaware. They, in fact, incorporate where they're located because they don't get a significant advantage being a small business of being incorporated in Delaware. But going back to Tesla, the question is, what does this mean? How do you reincorporate a company? And we've talked in prior videos about this, where you can have a company in, for example, New York, and you want to then reincorporate in Connecticut or maybe reincorporate in New Jersey, and what do we do and what does that process look like? And so, of course, the main question is we have to look at the relationship between the two states and whether your new state, in this example Texas, allows you to simply domesticate your business, a Delaware business domesticating into Texas, or do they force you to shut down the Delaware business and open a new one in Texas? It sounds like, from what I've read, Texas is going to be having Tesla reincorporate, so they would create Tesla in Texas and be a new company, and they would shut down the Delaware company. But regardless of the size of your company, if we're moving over state borders, that's the first step in this process, is to figure out where your company is located and whether or not you can simply domesticate your company into your new state, or whether you're going to have to go through the whole process of shutting down the old company and creating a new one. And while it seems like it's just something on paper and it may be easy, remember, if you shut down one company and open another, you've got to go back and get a new EIN, a tax ID number for the business. We have to open new bank accounts. We have to do all the paperwork in the new state. There can be a lot of work involved with domesticating your company from one state to the other. So before you go down this road, this is one of those things I encourage you to speak to an attorney, go through the process to make sure you understand what's involved. When it comes to small businesses, a lot of this work you can actually do yourself. So I have a lot of phone calls with people who say, you know what, I was able to set my business up years ago. I'm moving to a new state. I think I've got this. That's no problem. So let's talk through the steps. Make sure you understand what is needed, and then you can decide whether or not you need an attorney to help you do that domestication or help you start a new company in the new state or not. But the most important part is to understand what that attorney would do and whether that's something you would want to hand off to the attorney or do you want to try to do yourself. So not everyone's as big as Tesla. Not everyone's going to make the international news when they move from Delaware to Texas. However, if your business is considering moving to a different state, we could set up a legal strategy session. So you can go to my website, andrewmayers.com. There's a red button at the top of the page that'll take you to my scheduling page. We can set up a 15 or 20-minute phone call, discuss where you and your business are in the process, talk about domestication, and talk about what are those next steps that are needed and whether or not you'll need legal help for that. If you like this video, you can hit the like or thumbs up button below. You can go over to YouTube and subscribe for future episodes, or go to 𝙃𝙊𝙇𝙊𝙒. And again, we're not all going to hit the news like Elon Musk does when we do something with our businesses. However, the example of moving to Texas from Delaware is a great example of what it looks like when a company domesticates into another state.